How to overcome imposter syndrome. Imagine this. You're in a meeting, maybe at your new job, or perhaps you've just received a sincere compliment on a project that cost you blood, sweat, and tears. Everyone is looking at you with admiration, but inside, there is a voice, a small, cold, persistent voice, whispering in your ear. If they only knew the truth, if they realized I just got lucky, if they discovered I have no idea what I'm doing. You feel that knot in your stomach, right? That feeling that you're an actor on a stage, waiting for someone in the audience to stand up, point a finger at you and shout, "Fraud!" If this sounds familiar, I want you to know something very important right from the start. You are not broken. You aren't fooling anyone, and you are not alone. Today, we're going to talk about how to overcome imposter syndrome, but we won't do it through empty motivational phrases. We're going to understand what's happening in your brain, why you feel this way, and how to start dismantling it step by step. Because what you feel as insecurity today can in fact become your greatest strength. Welcome to the club. I've been there. People with PhDs, CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies, and iconic artists have been there. What you're feeling has a name, and today we're going to dismantle it piece by piece. We won't just talk about what imposter syndrome is, we're going to understand why your brain is playing this trick on you, and most importantly, how to regain control. Because here is the first revelation of the day. Feeling like an imposter is
reframing. Why do we feel this way? We often think of imposter syndrome as a character flaw. We believe we lack confidence or that we are mentally weak. But what if I told you it's a byproduct of your intelligence and your desire for excellence? Psychology tells us that this phenomenon usually affects perfectionists and high achievers. Those who demand the most of themselves are the ones who doubt the most. It's the famous Dunning-Kruger effect in reverse. The less someone knows, the more they think they know. But the more expert you become, the more aware you are of everything you have yet to master. The more competent you are, the more likely you are to feel it. Why? Because your mind doesn't measure your value by your results. It measures it by the distance between your ideal standard and your current reality. And if you're a perfectionist, that distance will always seem enormous.
scientific explanation. What's happening in your brain? Let's simplify it. Your brain has a system designed to detect threats. Evolutionarily, that kept us alive. If something looked dangerous, the alarm went off. Today, the danger is no longer a tiger. It's rejection. It's social judgment. It's the possibility of being exposed. When you achieve something important, a promotion, recognition, a new project, your brain doesn't automatically think, "Well done." It thinks, "Now there's a higher risk they'll find out you aren't enough." This is where the amygdala comes in, a brain structure that processes fear. If it perceives that your status is at risk, it triggers anxiety. And then the internal dialogue appears. "You shouldn't be here. It was just luck. They'll find out any minute now." Additionally, there is something called attribution bias. When something goes wrong, we attribute it to internal flaws. I'm incompetent. When something goes well, we attribute it to external factors. I got lucky. Your brain, without you noticing, is protecting you from a potential future fall. It minimizes your achievements so as not to raise expectations too high. It's a defense mechanism. Miscalibrated, but a defense nonetheless.
Mechanism breakdown, the neuroscience of doubt. Let's get a bit technical, but stay with me, because understanding this is your superpower. The imposter anxiety loop. When you face a task, your brain triggers a cycle. If you succeed, instead of internalizing it, your mind makes an external attribution. It was luck. The exam was easy. I had a lot of help. The role of dopamine and cortisol. When you achieve something, you should receive a shot of dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. But the imposter interrupts this process with cortisol, the stress hormone. Instead of feeling satisfied, you feel relief because you didn't get caught this time. That relief doesn't build confidence, it only reinforces the fear for next time. It's as if you're trying to fill a bucket with water, but the bottom has a hole. No matter how many achievements you pour in, the bucket never fills because your brain refuses to retain the success. Paradox. Imposter syndrome is a sign of growth. Here comes a powerful revelation. Imposter syndrome almost always appears when you are growing, when you are in new territory, when you are learning, when you are taking on more responsibility. If you felt 100% comfortable and secure all the time, you would likely be stagnant. Discomfort is the price of progress. The problem isn't feeling doubt. The problem is believing that doubt means incapacity, and it doesn't.
Tool 1. Separate facts from interpretation. Let's get practical. The next time you think, "I'm not good enough," stop. Ask yourself, is that a fact or an interpretation? A fact would be, "I made a mistake in the report." An interpretation would be, "I'm incompetent." Do you see the difference? The brain mixes both and turns them into an absolute truth. Start writing it down if you have to, literally. Column A, observable facts. Column B, the story I'm telling myself. Many times you'll discover that your narrative is much harsher than reality. This exercise trains your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of the brain, to regulate the emotional response of the amygdala. Simple translation, you are teaching your mind not to catastrophize. Tool 2. Change the question. Instead of asking yourself, "Am I good enough for this?" try, "What do I need to learn to improve at this?" The first question triggers identity. The second triggers growth. One paralyzes you, the other moves you. People with a growth mindset understand that competence is not a fixed trait. It is a process. It's not about being perfect. It's about being in progress. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to change and learn. When you say, "I don't know how to do this," you close a door. When you say, "I don't know how to do this yet," you open a neural pathway toward learning. The imposter fears learning because it believes you should be perfect from minute 1. Break that illusion.
Tool 3. Create an evidence file. Your memory has a negative bias. It remembers mistakes more intensely than successes. That's why you need an evidence file. A document, a note on your phone, a folder. Every time you achieve something, even something small, write it down. Every time someone compliments you, save it. Every time you overcome something that previously scared you, record it. Every time you solve a difficult problem. Every time you have an uncomfortable but necessary conversation. Or when you learn something new, jot it down. Not to brag, to balance the mental scale. At the end of the week, read that list. This helps your brain recalibrate its reward system and start plugging the holes in that bucket we mentioned earlier. When the voice of the imposter appears, don't argue with it from emotion. Show it data. You say I'm not capable, but here are 27 pieces of evidence that I am. It's not self-deception. It's fair memory.
The role of perfectionism. Let's be clear. Many times, imposter syndrome lives hand in hand with perfectionism. You tell yourself you need to be 100% prepared before speaking, 100% sure before trying, 100% ready before showing up. But perfection is an imaginary standard. No one sees your thoughts. No one sees your internal doubts. Most of the people you admire doubt themselves too. The difference is that they act despite the doubt. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement with fear.
Warnings and caveats. Not everything is imposter syndrome. It's important to pause here. Toxic environments. If you are in a work environment where you are constantly criticized, ignored, or discriminated against, your insecurity isn't an internal psychological problem. It's a rational response to a hostile environment. Don't diagnose yourself with a syndrome when what you need is a new environment. ADHD and neurodivergence. People with ADHD often struggle with executive function. If you feel like an imposter because you find it hard to organize or finish tasks, you may need specific tools for your brain type, not just more confidence. High sensitivity, HSP. If you are a highly sensitive person, you process information more deeply. This can make you feel overwhelmed and lead you to mistake that overstimulation for incompetence. If you feel that the anxiety is paralyzing or prevents you from functioning in your daily life, please seek support from a mental health professional. There is nothing more courageous than asking for help.
Psychological support. Be your own best friend. I want you to stop for a moment. Breathe. Many believe that being hard on themselves makes them better. Science says the opposite. Self-compassion, treating yourself as you would treat a friend, reduces anxiety, increases resilience, and improves performance in the long term. Would you ever say to a friend the horrible things you say to yourself? Would you tell your best friend they're a fraud after they worked months on a project? Probably not. Self-compassion is not weakness. It is the fuel for long-term high performance. Fierce self-criticism works like a whip. It makes you run fast at first, but eventually it exhausts you and leaves scars. Self-compassion is like water. It keeps you hydrated for the long race. Remember, you are learning to be a version of yourself that has never existed before. Give yourself permission to be a beginner. Give yourself permission to fail. Failure is simply information, not a verdict on your value as a human being.
The key moment, accepting it may never fully disappear. Here comes some honesty. Maybe imposter syndrome won't disappear completely, but it can stop controlling you. You can learn to recognize the voice without obeying it, like an old internal critic still muttering in the background. They no longer have the main microphone. And when you hear it say, "You aren't enough," you can respond, "Thanks for trying to protect me, but I'm growing." That changes everything. Practical summary. Remember this: doubt is not proof of incapacity. It's a sign of expansion. Your brain is trying to protect you, not sabotage you. Separate facts from stories. Keep evidence of your achievements. Shift the question toward learning. Practice self-compassion. You don't need to become someone else. You need to see yourself with greater accuracy. Closing. We've covered a lot today. We've seen that imposter syndrome is a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone. We've understood your brain chemistry, and we've learned to use facts against fears. Here is the big truth I want you to take away. Nobody has everything under control all the time. Most of us are improvising, learning as we go, and doing the best we can with the tools we have. The difference between those who stay paralyzed and those who move forward is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. If this video resonated with you, I'd love to know. What is that one phrase your internal imposter tells you? Write it in the comments, and then write a fact that disproves it. Let's start practicing that lawyer technique right now. And if you think this video can help someone who feels less than, share it. Sometimes knowing we aren't alone is the first step toward healing. Thank you for being here, for your vulnerability, and for your desire to grow. I'll see you in the next video to keep building the best version of yourself. Sending you a hug. See you next time.